So it seems we have a full quorum here. Let's start from myself. I just updated my Lancy PR, trying to add the recovery submission to Chromis OSD. I'm posting its URL in the chat. I believe some of us have been reviewing it, and I believe it will be the groundwork for serving the Rados client's request with Chromis OSD. The pending work is to update the PG stats and its state to manager. That I believe that's why after I replaced the Chromis OSD with SafeOSD, the Safe-S still not satisfying, noting that there is a unassigned PG or peering PG because its status is not reported to manager. The updated PG status is not reported to manager by the primary OSD. And the next thing to do, probably more important thing to do, is to test if the Rados CRI is able to target the read request to the primary PG hosted by the Chromis OSD. I believe the OSD map should be correct. That's the crux for the PG mapping and to direct the request to the right OSD. And I believe once the Rados has more bandwidth to work on the read path, we can start the discussion regarding to the how the read path should look like. And I think that's me. How's it going, Trinh? Yes.
Kefu, so with your current PG peering, so what's the result currently? Can they how to say, get the PG information and the OSD will active?
Yes. So your question is, what's the accomplishment or the end result, net result of my change?
Yeah, just with your current change.
I think the change, the end result is that
when OSD is shut down and start up again, so they will change the PG information and they will get the OSD up, right?
And yes, with my change, the monitor will be aware that the OSD is up. I think that's something I have accomplished with previous change, which namely to boot up a OSD. And with my change, there is some, as you can see in the GitHub web page, there's a couple bullet points in the first comment. That's a takeaway of my change. So with my change, the OSD peer will be aware that the OSD is alive and want to mark it down, and also I think the OSD map will be updated with the latest change that the primary OSD hosted by the Chromis OSD is around. So I believe that that's a precondition that the Rados CRI will target the read request to the PG, as long as the PG is a primary PG hosted by Chromis OSD. But I haven't get a chance to test it yet. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. I think
So,
the go on.
um, I mean, just from the code review, I can't tell the logical problem because it's so many code, and I think you can merge it, and then we can test.
Mm, um,
I
I
take a
think
look.
yeah.
Yeah, take a look at the patch, and for every function it seems okay, but I can't tell the totally logic because there's so many complex logic inside. So so I think you can merge in, and then we can do the test and find if there's some situation is not satisfied.
Yeah, and one interesting is that I was testing the uh, idea of a Greg. He mentioned that he's more inclined to he's more inclined to using the future permits to
Instead of
satisfy the
application
pending
queue.
request. Yeah,
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 I saw that mailing list in the mailing list. So
yeah.
Greg is prefer the use the future chain
It's
instead of the application queue, right?
yeah. I believe it's still undecided yet because the peering event is not sitting in the critical path. But
Yeah,
if
peer
it's a
event, yes.
yeah, I agree. So if when it comes to the IO request, probably we need to reconsider it to do or to do some
But I think
prototyping to make sure
it's
it's
not a
not hurt the performance.
it's
Yes.
not a big problem. We can finish one just like the peering. We can finish one use the future and promise
Hmm.
just implement it, and if we found something wrong, we can change it. It doesn't matter, I think. We
As
can
long
we
as
just
it does not impact the overall architecture or modeling of our design. Yeah, I agree. We can always
so we
switch
can just
switch.
find a way to implement it.
Sure.
So so let's just use the future. Use future promise, not use the application queue, right?
Um,
Just select the way.
I think the foremost thing is the performance and both the performance of a developer and the performance of the Kubernetes OSD. But I think we need to prior the performance of OSD. But if we have strong evidence that it hurts performance of Kubernetes OSD, we need to switch over to
I don't think we have the strong evidence.
we don't have it yet. Yes,
So we
we'll
just
figure it
select the
out.
one way and to finish first and then do test. If
Sure. Yeah.
not meet our requirement, then we can change it.
Okay.
Uh, so
But anyway, I still need a reviewer to approve the change, and I'm not so sure it's a good time to merge this change because uh, some of the change also touch the non-Chromistal the directory not under Chromism directory
yeah, I see. You made some change under the OSD and messenger.
and the messages. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
messages. And so yeah, we need to test because it influenced the main branch.
yes, I so two things I need to get approval from a reviewer, and also I need to get the acknowledgement from probably Sage to 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 see if it's acceptable to merge the changes to
To the
non-Chromism
master.
directory.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are in the master branch is the feature freeze, so we only accept the critical fix targeting Nautilus at this time. I'm not sure the Crimson change can make this ever exception. I will ask I will ask him to in today's stand up.
Okay, so from my side, I have several questions. So the shared promise, I asked in the PR, if the promise set the value, the shared future fulfilled. So there is second guaranteed in all the waiting feature or future, or there's no other guaranteed
Please
for
note
the
that
shared.
we process the request one after another. So if a request from a certain client is blocked, sorry, the succeeding request from the same client won't be weighted. So we can always guarantee the order of a certain client.
No, for example, so you used a shared promise, right? If
Yes.
true a client waiting the future, and in some places we set the shared promise, we set the value for the shared promise, then that two weighted client will be the future will be fulfilled.
Yes.
And which one execute first? Can we the first block one execute first, or the second? Or there's no sequence guaranteed. They all get the future fulfilled at the same time.
I'm not sure. I need to take a look at the code of a reactor and the future promise in SeaStor, but my gut feeling is that they will be queued in the order that they're hooked. But I will check the code to get it and get back to you later.
Yeah, every block will the feature will fulfilled. So last time you said we can use the shared promise, shared future, instead of a PG lock. So I don't understand why we can use the shared promise.
I'm not claiming that the two things can be interchanged. I just mean that we can use the shared lock can be used for waiting for a pending request which are waiting for PG lock. Yes, probably the equivalent to some degree.
Yeah, we can use some get future and block there. And then in some places we use the promise set the value. It is a method to guarantee the sequence. One fulfilled it, one continue on, and so the SeaStor has a mutex. So
yes,
it exclusive for some condition. So maybe you can use it just like the mutex, but it is not blocked there.
I think they are basically the same thing, right? The mutex thing is to guard a critical section.
Yeah, maybe it implemented the mutex just like the future and some places to fulfill the promise. But we can just use the SeaStor mutex. You can read it easily. We needn't implement the future and the promise, but they implement the same function.
Could it be more specific and put it an example?
Yeah, PG lock is a lock, like it's mutex lock, and the SeaStor provided the mutex lock. It is lock the object and exclusively, and then, but it is not blocked there. It just return. Such maybe use the future to and promise set value later. But we needn't care what he implemented. We just use it because from the code it is easy to understand. It's as normal.
Okay, I see. But I still imagining if we can have a more finer grained log instead of using a PG log, as suggested by Greg.
What Greg said?
We could have a more finer grained log, unlike the PG log, which is a grand log for the whole guarding the whole PG.
Yeah, but I don't think Greg answered the question, because we need a guaranteed sequence in the PG, because the first come first should write to the PG log, not log, PG log. Yeah, it's right to the disk. The PG log need to write to the disk, so because the log should be the same for all the replicators. So I don't think
the PG log
answered this question.
It should be guarded.
Yeah, the log PG log sequence should be the same in all the replicators. And when you write to the object, it doesn't matter. We can use the other method to guarantee not confliction. But for the log, all the replicators
I will reply that mail so we can continue discussion regarding to the PG log and the PG log over the mailing list.
Okay.
What's just a quick question? What is our idea about the entire PG log-based recovery? I can recall that Mark is doubtful when it comes to PG log and very fast devices. So maybe even if we don't want to if we don't want to deal with this problem for now, maybe arranging the PG lock case in a way that would allow us to return to that in the future without messing up too much of code. Maybe that's the way to go.
So your suggestion is we can just forget about it and worry about it later on, right? Without worrying about the PG log.
But we want to do the apple-to-apple compared testing.
For the reading, we don't need to hold any PG log.
Yes,
that's true.
For the reading,
that's true.
I see. Yeah.
So we are not cheating. If we just skip the PG log.
Yeah.
That. For the.
But we need to think about it. That's for sure.
But in the existing self OSD, for the read, it still need to hold the PG lock.
Yes,
that's something we can improve in the cryptography.
Well, technically, it does exactly that. But some time ago, I tried to have to implement asynchronous reads, and we did it. Unfortunately, it was just slower. So it's really a matter of implementation than just something fundamental coming from the design itself.
I still recall your PR to implement the async read. Yeah. So,
okay. Can I go on?
So I think we need to think about the PG log and PG lock, but at this moment, if we priority the apple-to-apple comparison, probably we can keep it in mind, and at the meanwhile, we can just don't support PG log.
Okay.
What do you think?
Currently it's okay.
Cool.
Because we are working on the read path POC, so we can put it away and just sync it later.
Yeah.
Another one is okay. So for the make FS, my PR, you ask some questions. So when the make FS finished, we need the engine exit. So if we use the run deprecated, it not exit. We have to say it. explicitly called the engine exit in some places.
I believe that is called by app templates, right? If I recall correctly.
Run deprecated is not a call engine exit. It will do epoll wait and wait
Okay.
reactor always running.
Okay. I think we can
So
we can use we can call engine exit explicitly or just switch over to run.
what's your choice?
As I replied over the PR, my original intention is to catch the exception, whatever exception through by our own code and return a proper exit return value.
But in our inner code, we also do the handle exception.
No, that's outside of the run core.
So what's your opinion? How engine exit?
I think it's a bug for sure, but probably we can just switch over to run because we are not properly handling in the run core.
Okay. And
I did it because I thought it would be ideal it would be helpful for debugging, but apparently it's not implemented. So could you just track the switch over into its own commit, which just replaced run deprecated with run, and note down the reason why we need to switch over to run because because we failed to call engine exit after the run deprecated. We should do it.
Pardon? Sorry, I can't understand you.
I suggest that you probably can make it a separated commit and note down the reason why we want to do the switch because
okay, I see.
Because we failed to call engine exit, we should do it.
Okay, so another one is the messenger. The messenger is a shared service, and OSD also a shared service. When the engine exit, the stop function is the sequence. The stop function sequence is cannot guaranteed. From my test, the messenger stop function is called first. So inside the shutdown, the messenger shutdown cannot be called in the stop function. Should called before the stop function.
Yes, the messenger shutdown should not called during the engine exit, or there is no sequence guarantee. That's why I splitted the shutdown function out of the stop in the messenger. So we can first shut down the messenger and let the engine recycle the memory space of the sharded messenger.
So we should shut down the sharded messenger in the stop method of OSD. Is that right?
Before, yeah, the messenger shutdown cannot should be executed before the engine exit.
I agree. I agree with that.
The engine when the engine exit, all the sharded service stop function is called, but the stop function called order cannot be guaranteed, I think.
Okay.
They couldn't couple together.
So what's your suggestion?
So so when the OSD is getting shut down, we should have some condition to trigger to call the shutdown, OSD shutdown.
Okay,
Let's shut down call the message, not to
so
call
we
the
need
stop.
to. So we need to call the sharded message.
We need to call the
The
shutdown
local shard. So let me finish. Sorry. So if I understand correctly, we need to call the sharded the local shard, the stop of a local sharded OSD. Oh, sorry, local sharded messenger in the stop method of OSD, and do the sharded stop in the when the engine is exit. Is that right?
No. When engine exit, all the stop function will be called, but before the engine exit, the messenger shutdown function should be called.
Okay, I see. So
we may provide a shutdown method for OSD, right?
We will provide the shutdown method for OSD and call that shutdown explicitly.
Okay, I see. Okay, I got it. We cannot do the global shutdown in the sharded OSD.
And currently, we couldn't do the OSD shutdown, right? Because we should support some command line, right, to stop the OSD. How to stop the OSD? How to stop the OSD?
I never stopped OSD. I just Ctrl+C and killed it.
Yeah. So we didn't support it now. But I just saw it when I debug. I found that the messenger sharded service stop is called first before. No, it's called before the OSD stop. And then when the OSD stop called the heartbeat shutdown, they couldn't find the divided object instance. So it has the bug to call the pure virtual function, something like that.
Okay. Could you send a separate PR to address the aggressively shutdown behavior? Thank you.
Yeah, I will do it. So then, seems no problem from me. Oh,
thank you,
without another question, without your PG implementation, I found after the makefs, and then I started following your instructions. Use the self OSD, do the restart, then stop one OSD, and use the Chromation OSD, do the makefs. Then start the Chromation OSD. And,
no, that's not an intended usage of this sequence. To start a restart cluster is to prepare a memory store to be consumed by Chromation OSD, not for the makefs test. If you want to test makefs, probably you can just use the commit I posted in the chat window in last stand up.
For the Chromation OSD, they can't support the -k option. There's some error. We need to support the -k.
Yes.
Before we support it, we couldn't run the restart
Correct.
with Chromation OSD. Okay.
Correct. You need to support more command line options to enable the community to create a memory store.
Okay, so I see. So I'm done.
Thank you. And Jianpeng.
For performance compare, I fix a bug which make Lambda FRC for messenger engine to support multi-connection in one FRO process. And we decide using multi-connection in one FR process rather than run multi-FR process to do performance to do multi-connection performance test. And the second, I talk with Yingxing. We should using the different client, which using FIO Java Sync and or Crimson Messenger to do the performance test, because FIO and the Sync has two different thread. One thread in one thread of FIO will inquire message to the sync queue, and the sync thread will declare the messenger and the send. But the Crimson will do in queue and DQ by his own thread. So if the as client the model is different. So we don't know which will. So we don't know this will have performance effect.
So Jianpeng, so for Crimson Messenger, we just use one thread. So that's why we different with the async messenger.
Can you put this to me?
Yeah, I mean, Crimson Messenger only use one thread. That's our design. And async messenger use multiple threads to do to send the message. That is async messenger design. So that is not the so that's not an issue. It's
assign only a single worker thread to async messenger, and then the behavior is quite the same as async messenger, Crimson messenger. Is that right?
If they add server, we can only one thread to handle messenger for async message and Crimson messenger. But if they add client, the work model is different because in async messenger, FIO thread will enqueue the messenger, enqueue the message to the async messenger queue, and the async messenger thread will dequeue the messenger and send. So FIO have two thread, but Crimson messenger only one thread.
So for async, it use two thread. It will be faster.
I don't know.
Jianpeng's point is that how FIO prepare messages and how Crimson Messenger client prepare messages, they are different.
So the result does not make sense, right? The comparison result.
They may affect the final apple-to-apple comparison because how they prepare the messages are different.
So can we use async the same as async messenger FIO?
No, I
So
think
if I recall correctly, there is a switch, there is a configurable saying whether who should prepare the message. Whether the guy who is calling send message or something like that, or the async thread doing the output drain, if I recall correctly. Let me check in the background.
Look, you think that can be configured?
Well, I guess there was a configuration option. Looking for it.
Oh, okay. So we hope they should be the same thread models, right? Otherwise, we couldn't compare the performance.
We want how they prepare messages are using the same client, not currently, because Crimson Messenger cannot integrate it with FIO.
Wait,
FIO.
okay, I see.
So the client are different. So maybe.
So strictly speaking, your Shenmeng's concern is it's not a strictly a apple-to-apple comparison, right? It's
Yes.
It is a Shenmeng's
Yes.
concern. Okay, I got it. But if this comparison, if a SeaStor messenger wins the comparison, does not that this that we
Yeah, if we
can
still
can we
get
draw a
the
conclusion
better
that the Crimson messenger is better? Yeah.
Yeah, if we still get the better performance, then it doesn't matter.
But my
But
concern is that please go on.
but if we test high RPS, I think prepare message is a high overhead.
You mean it's hurt the performance of a Crimson messenger?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But-
yeah, so preparing the messages, we can't assume who is fast.
Right.
We can't assume FIO is fast or Crimson client is faster.
Right.
That's why it's not apple to apple.
Yeah.
So the only solution is we use the same client or we use the same method to produce a message.
Currently, we can do the test the same client, right? We can use the same client.
Yeah, we can use same client but different server.
Yeah,
But, can
use
we
the
hack-
same client, different server. Then we can do the comparison.
Can we hack the FIO plugin to reuse the same message instead of deallocated every time it was sent? It is sent. Does it make sense? To save the overhead for preparing the message.
I think maybe it's simpler to not use the FIO to just implement a simple async messengers client.
Because the FIO thread will handle the ACK and kill the read.
Yeah.
The other thing is for the better handle send the message. I rebase the code and test, but in my test I didn't find the performance drop. I sent to the community. Romin said, he asked me to CRC enable test and do all kinds of block size test to show the performance. I will do that, and I will do performance test or V1 or V2 to show the performance.
Okay.
That's all.
I think Riddle has the
Thanks, Jim.
post the configuration in the chat window.
Well, actually, this thing is not a configuration option. It's a part of messenger interface. But still, in case of OSD, I guess I can still recall there was a possibility to send messages directly from TP OSD TP or requeue them for the messenger thread.
I feel like it's more related to how we handle a message. But anyway.
Well, it's called from this thing comes from the protocol V1 send message.
Okay. Okay. I was misled by the name of fastest patch anyway.
Yeah.
And Reject, how's it going?
Well, still V2. A couple new features. I know you have a feature freeze, but well, it's not an obstacle, unfortunately. It basically turned out to be a Pandora's box. A couple of new PRs sent, and the bigger one with epilogue handling. Well, it seems we got even newer feature, such is working right now on adding some extra pre-authentication mode for our negotiation for our negotiation exchanges.
I think that's being working. It's being worked by Sage, right? That
pre-auth, yes. I hope there will be no any spin-off for the secure mode, and if not, then we are basically done.
Okay,
I'm working on a cleanup for the for a cleanup of the code, but still it's not a thing we need to have just now. It's a cleanup. If there is no change for wire protocol, then we can work on that later. So it seems I can go back to Crimson. I plan to start from reviewing your big PR about FSM for PG.
Thank you. Hopefully we can get more review from after RC2.
Hope so.
And Yingxing, sorry for the latency of reviewing your change, but I need to put more thought in before in the right event model. I still cannot get my head around of it because it's a bit lengthy.
No problem. We can still continue to discuss that PR, and I fix other small issues in how we schedule write events, the formatting and the formatting like that, and I'm rebasing the fix, not updated the PR in the GitHub.
So is write event a central piece of your V2 design?
Mm-hmm.
Or it is a performance improvement just?
No. It's just very small fixes. You reviewed like the format issue and the space issue, like that.
My question was: is the write event a central piece of your V2 design?
Yes.
Okay.
It is the general logic for the write for the message write and keep alive and keep alive acknowledgement.
I thought it was to batch only the idea is only to batch the write request and to consolidate the write acknowledge and write event. So it's not. It's very critical change to prepare for the V2 design. Is that right? And also try to catch up with to be in sync with the V2 async messenger. Is that right? Because I think it's quite the same as its counterpart in V2 messenger.
I don't quite follow you, but my point is the logic is shared between V1 and V2 in Crimson Messenger.
Okay, probably we can schedule another meeting for the PR review at your convenience.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, I noticed the async echo is break again, so I fix it and will submit the fix soon.
Okay, thank you.
And last week I implemented the read frame facilities of V2 protocol, the simpler one of the V2 read frame facilities than the async messenger implementation. And I also implemented banner and hello frame exchange of the V2 protocol. And it is working.
In the Crimson Messenger, right?
Yeah, in the Crimson Messenger, and it is working. And but when I try to submit the patch, I found that a lot of changes are made for the frame implementation, like the epilogue and so on.
Apologize for that.
So I'm looking at them and try to apply the changes. And the major concern during my implementation is that V2 is assumed that the buffer is the read buffer are aligned, right? Aligned to certain sizes like 4K or.
And it depends actually.
We have if we need to encrypt or sign, right?
Well, if in secure mode, we are aligning each segment, each single part of frame, like epilogue, like preamble, like segment, to crypto block size, which is equal to 16, to the block size of AES. In plain mode, we don't have such requirements, and if your segment size is 5 bytes, it's fine. It applies only in secure mode. But there is also another alignment option. Basically, that's pretty similar to what we had before in V1.
Mm-hmm.
There was in Ceph message header, there was a field called data off and data len. They were used to get alignment of the data buffer of the buffer. We are reading message data in. Basically, it was 4K.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, my point is SeaStor cannot prepare the aligned buffer. So every aligned related implementation, we cannot just do this.
So you mean we can force SeaStor to allocate a chunk of message at a given physical address alignment?
We cannot now.
And neither can we pass that a pre-allocated
no
memory buffer. Okay.
Can't we just allocate more and make alignment on our own?
SeaStor IO stream only provide us a read and read exactly, only with the read length parameter. It don't include it don't include a parameter that we can provide to fill the buffer.
Mm-hmm. So it's not flexible enough to set the alignment of the allocated memory chunk.
Yes, that's what I mean. So we cannot support align and buffer right now. So I need to skip all the related implementations if the buffer is aligned.
But I think it's very crucial for the performance to avoid the memory copy. If we want to send the buffer read from wire and send it down to the disk, where we will need to we need to do DIO, and DIO enforce the alignment. If the alignment of the memory address does not fulfill the need of a block size, we need to do the memory copy to make it align it to the block size. That would hurt the performance. maybe we need to take a closer look at the system IOPath and to see if we can get the support from upstream. The worst case is that we need to focus that if they are not, if this kind of changes are not welcomed by them.
Yeah, I think one solution is to implement in SeaStor to support the aligned buffer.
This is that does not support any machinery, so we can plug in the ways to allocate a memory chunk to make it align to a given address. No, it does not support that kind of possibility to customize this kind of behavior. Does it?
Yep, it's surprising there is no custom allocator there. Well, if I recall correctly, the issue is that the network layer of SeaStar doesn't allocate memory on its own instead of asking you for providing a buffer, right?
I don't think it's asked us for providing a buffer or allowing us to plug in a allocator at the to be does not allow to put it another way. The SeaStar stack IO stack does not allow us to couple this kind of a different layer to talk to each other, to exchange the information of alignment.
Yes.
I see. It just does allocate on its own. You are asking to read 4K, and it will read 4K, but without taking any extra requirements for aligning the new buffer. It will allocate.
Yeah, it's a clean and neat design, but it's not friendly to the performance in our use case.
It's not. Yeah.
Okay. I also take a look at it to seek if any opportunity for us to plug in customized.
But maybe
allocator.
it's just maybe there is some very basic location alignment support that is just hidden. I guess that I'm still surprised if DPDK does an aligned buffer allocations and aligned to page size. And what we need is just 4K.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
maybe it's just aligned by default out of the box. Who knows?
Yeah. Anyway, I have got feeling that we are fighting against the SeaStar again to try to use some supported feature.
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
Anyway, thank you.
Another thing, did you receive the developer acceptance for the topic?
Not yet.
From Linux Foundation events team?
I checked my inbox last day, but I didn't notice that I have a mail in my inbox noting that my proposal was accepted.
Okay.
Did you?
Okay. Yeah, I have received the acceptance.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. So you can keep an eye on that.
Have you prepared for your visa? I believe that it would take a while to prepare all the materials.
No, not yet. Not yet. But we can start from now to prepare the visa.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all from me.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay. By the way, I didn't find the acceptance notice from organizer. Probably I was rejected anyway. Have a good day. Have a good night, and talk to you guys later on.
Bye.
Okay, bye bye.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.
Later.